Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Joan, and I decided to go a little left of the fashion world today. I have been compiling a list of fun things to do in Nairobi, and I feel like there's a mixture of everything in there, whether or not you're an introvert, whether you like to exercise or you just like to sit down. I feel like there's a little bit of everything in there. I tried to cap it at $15, so nothing on this costs more than 1,500 shillings. Actually, the most expensive thing costs that. So you're welcome, guys. I'm checking out for your coin and your passes. So if you feel like there's something that I did not include that might have been fun to do, please leave it in the comment section below. And if you're volunteering to go with me on this one, also leave hashtag #SandyGangVolunteer and you will be employed. I don't pay, but we'll have fun. So let's get right into it. So, fun thing number one is eat. If you guys are OGs, I'm talking like I've been here for a year. But yes, if you're OGs, you know that I like to eat, most especially fries. But so, of course, a fun thing to do would be to eat because we need energy. We need to fuel our bodies so we can go and do the other fun things. So the first fun thing I did was eat. If you are like me and you like fancy food but you don't like to spend fancy money, you look out for coupons or what do they call them, like when there's an offer at a restaurant or something like that. So I'm a big fan of Nairobi Restaurant Week. So what I did was I went ahead and got a voucher from Havana. I know most of you know it as a bar. It's on Electric Avenue. And so I actually won this voucher, but I think it cost 2,000 bob or 1,500 bob for two people. So that's 1,000 bob a piece. And so I just went to Havana and I ate fun stuff. Do you wanna see? Go. Fun thing number two was going to see an orchestra. I know it sounds bad and bougie, right? But the Kenya National Theatre have a lot of fun arts that support the youth, and I think it would be great to be a part of. You could switch it out for a play if an orchestra is not really your thing, or you could watch a musical, but I picked the orchestra. A friend of mine was playing in the orchestra, and so I decided to go and see that. What are those? Tickets cost 1,500 bob, and those are VIP tickets, so you get free bitings and free drinks the whole night. Also, we got to see a really fun girl group called KES1500. A friend of mine is a part of that girl group, so it was just exhilarating to see my friends doing the most in the arts. Enjoy it, guys. third fun thing I did was a physical activity. I know I told you guys I don't work out, and I suffered, but it was good suffering. So I decided to go biking at Karura Forest with my significant other. And so the costs are not too bad actually. You pay 100 shillings to enter as an adult, as a citizen adult. So if you want to just to enter and do the hiking, it's 100 shillings. Then you hike about a kilometer in, and then you go to the place where you rent the bikes. It costs 500 per adult to bike for a 2-hour session. So anything over that, they will fine you. You can extend it if you wish to, or if you go over it because you're having fun and you forgot, you're going to be fined, sis. So just be wary of the time. Another thing you could do there is picnic. It costs 150 shillings per adult to picnic. And by picnic they mean packed food that you bring, not a barbecue that you choma there. I think there's like extra rates for that. So 100 shillings to enter, 500 shillings to bike, and 150 shillings to picnic. Food that you brought for free from your house. Isn't that amazing? If you are not a Kenyan, you pay 200 for residents, non-Kenyan, and 600 for non-residents. So yeah, those are great prices. If you like to work out and you like to be out in the wild and in the open, I think you should go to Karura. Check it out, guys. Fun thing number 1, 2, 3, 4, I think we're at 4, is the go-to visit to the national park. All of us, all the you guys, my guys, love to go to the park in those 2 plaid shorts and weird sandals. Anyway, I digress. So a visit to the national park is a must. It's a must. I think Nairobi is the only city in the world with a national park in its capital. And how amazing is that? Because that means it's close to all of us who live in Nairobi. So what I did was, I took a bunch of my friends. I have a friend who owns an overland truck. How lucky am I? So we took an overland truck and 2 other cars and we went to the park. We made it a potluck. You can choma your own meat if you would like to. You can have a barbecue, or you could just bring your own food, because that's what we did. Or you could go to Chicken Inn and buy food and then go, because it's on the Nata route, so do that. And then you could go early in the morning is best, because that's when you see the most animals. In the afternoons they are asleep, and then just before you leave the park, because it closes at 6. Yeah, it closes at 6. So 6 is when, just before 6, when you're on your way out, depending on the route you use, because there are 3 different ones. You could come out of Rungai, Lamata Road, or or Lesereni Mombasa roadside. So depending on the route you use, you will see a bunch of animals. What does it cost? So first you pay for your car. If you're going, you could pay the park to have someone drive you in, but I think that's too expensive. So you could take your own car. 5-seaters cost 300 bob, and a 6 to 12 seater costs 1,030 bob. They charge you for the M-Pesa transaction. Yeah, so it costs 1030. That's just over. No, actually now the dollar is at 106, so it's $10 for a 6 to 12 seater, and then you pay for every individual in the car. So the rates are as follows. For citizens, it's 430. Yeah, I say 30 because they charge you for that M-Pesa. Because there's only 3 ways you can pay. You can pay through M-Pesa, you can pay through Master or Visa card, or you can directly deposit it to the KWS bank account. So I think M-Pesa just makes the most sense. So after you pay via your M-Pesa, MasterCard, Visa card, or direct deposit to the bank, that's 430 bob for a citizen, 1,030 resident, and $43. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that in dollars so that it sounds like it's not a lot for non-residents. And then, like I said, you do it via M-Pesa or MasterCard or Visa card or direct deposit, and then just go to the park and have a good time. I would advise go really early, be there by like 11, especially if you are planning to cook there, so that you can leave someone doing the barbecue, go for the game drive, because there's people you can actually hire to do it for you. So go to the game drive, see all the fun animals while they're asleep, come and enjoy your meal, and then, or your games, or your drinking, or your all of that fun adult stuff. And then when you're leaving, the animals will be up again and you could see them for a last time with the sun setting. Fun thing number 5. It's free, guys. My favorite F word. So, fun thing number 5. Start a book club. As I have already told you in my Get to Know Me, that I will link here. Fun thing number 5. I like to read a lot. I am a nerd. and I like to read, especially for sport. So I started a book club. It was in my New Year's resolutions this year, and I did start a book club with some other people who had intended to do more reading this year. So it's a very easy thing to do. Get together a bunch of your friends or your schoolmates or your colleagues at work. You don't have to be many. We started out at 12. We are at a current 7, I think. So just find a book that you guys read every month. You can switch genres. It doesn't have to be the same genre. Everyone gets a turn at picking. Everyone gets a turn at hosting. So the person who's hosting decides where you hang out. It doesn't have to be in a house. You can make it more interesting. You can go to Arboretum. You can go to a park. Uhuru Gardens, I think, is free to enter. Just find somewhere and chill and discuss the book, the themes, and all that fun stuff. So how we make it more interesting is we usually eat, because eating is great, as you have seen, fun thing number 1 to do. And we also play games that are related to the book, so that makes it more interesting. So we don't just sit down and discuss. So yeah, start a book club, guys. For the book club I recorded for you guys, we read Things Fall Apart, and what was most interesting for me is I got to read the original set book that my father read for his high school when he went to Marseille. How amazing. Literature, guys, is everything. Enjoy.
Hey, wow. A queen. Hey.
Fun thing number 6. Because we're cultured, cultured guys. So go to an art opening. I know a lot of people would be like, art to do what? Just to look at weird things. Go to an art opening, guys. My eyes were opened. I have a friend who is a curator at a gallery, and he opened my eyes. Art galleries are amazing. More often than not, they're free. I don't think I've ever gone to, actually I have never gone to an art gallery where I needed to pay a fee. So you just go and look at beautiful work that someone else made for free. Guys, do I need to do any more convincing? So the one I went to for this one was at Red Hill Art Gallery, and the works of art, I'll let them speak for themselves. Win. Watch a sporting event. As you may know from my Get to Know Me, I used to play a sport. So sports are fun things to do. I feel like it's better to play, but if that's not your cup of tea, you could just go and watch and support local athletes. So the one I went to was basketball, but there's so many sporting events that happen simultaneously in this Nairobi. You could watch softball, which I have gone to. I have not recorded it yet. I was having such a good time. You could watch a baseball game. You could watch swimming. You could watch rugby. You could watch soccer. There's so many sporting events that you could go to depending on what you like. So I went to a basketball event. I think it was a Div 1 or a Premier League game. I'm not sure. Div 1 maybe. And so it was absolutely free because it was even in a high school. Guys, like, you can do so many free things in this Nairobi. Don't sit in the house and be bored. Do fun things. Get out of the house, get out of your comfort zone and watch. Comfort. Okay guys, I don't know what's going on today. So yes, I went and watched a basketball event. If you want to watch Premier League games at Nyayo, if you don't want to go to high school, they cost 150 shillings. And the playoffs cost 200 shillings. 200 bob, guys. Like, 200 bob, less than a shot. Go and watch a sporting event. You're welcome.
Three, man.
Fun thing number 8. Have your friends over for a potluck and board game session. So I like potlucks obviously because they're so much cheaper. Everyone just brings the thing they're best at making, but for the number of people that are gonna be at the event, it's so cheap. my personal favorite is usually to make chapatis because first of all, my chapatis are bomb. And secondly, it's cheap and fast for me to make. So then I'll just make, if there's 10 of us, I'll make enough chapatis for 10, and someone else who's coming will bring enough pilau for 10, and so on and so forth. You guys can do right. So what we did was just everyone brought board games. Whoever had board games in their house or a deck of cards or whatever, we just brought them together and we played. So the games got so heated that I didn't even record the playing of the games for you guys. But I did record the board games we brought. So by watching that, I'm sure you can understand how it went on. Go watch! Fun thing number 9, go to a comedy show. Yeah, I was going to say go to a comedy club because I'm so used to going to Nairobi Comedy Club plug shows, and they're amazing guys. They are a bunch of stand-up comedians owned by the youth, and they do this it's like a small Nairobi tour where they go to different locations and do comedy stand-up where there are no gimmicks or costumes, and you laugh, and it's in English, guys. I'm saying, come on. Also, they have female stand-up comedians, which I find very, very amazing. I have some faves. Justin Wanda. Check her out, guys. I will link Comedy Club in the description, and you guys can go check out their Instagram so you can see more fun shows. They have some free shows and they have some paid shows. I would recommend that you go to both because it's a different experience all the time. They do rotating shows. The one I recorded for you guys was at Gecko Cafe in Lavington. They do some shows at KES in Lavington. Seems they like Lavington. They do News Cafe with the cocktails at Karen. They do so many rotating shows. So you guys should check them out on the gram, and then you'll know where they're going to be in advance. And I can see you there. Tickets are usually 500 bob. 700 bob if you're rich and you want to buy at the gate. 500 bob if you want to save your coins. And they're fun, you guys. I won't even talk about it.
My name is Joan. I'm not much of a talker. So I'm the guy opening for the international act. So things are finally looking up for me. So I'm actually going through an identity crisis, just trying to figure out who I am in the grand scheme of things. Because they always say, don't forget your roots, you should never forget where you come from. So to that end, I always carry a picture of my father's balls with me. Guys, come on, I'm joking. I have not seen my father's balls. He actually described them to me. So, because I remember just sitting there thinking, that sounds like Uncle Tom's balls. I think To be clear, I have actually seen Uncle Tom's Balls. Guys, I think many of you saw the poster. This is a family-friendly show, and it's going to get a bit friendly as well.
Something number 10. Shawty's 10. I missed that, so where did it go? The Dream? The Dream. Okay. Fun thing number 10 is visit the Kenya Railway Museum. I know, right? They have a rail museum. So I think it's like old trains that used to do the Uganda-Kenya railway line, and then they're just now parked there and they've turned it into a museum. It's a place with art, and they have some things for auction if you'd like to see that, and then they have the actual trains. And so you can just go and take your cute pictures and see the trains and how they work. There's an actual sign that says do not use this toilet. I don't know who does that. If there's a sign, that means someone tried to write you. Anyway, so it costs 50 shillings for an adult citizen student, and if you don't have student ID, it's 100 bob, which is still ridiculously cheap, $1. And then if you are a non-citizen, it's 200 bob if you're a student and you have valid ID, and if you aren't or do not have valid ID, it's 400 bob. Go check it out, guys. Trains that are moving. Congratulations! You made it to the end of my longest episode yet. This is my longest. So if you've gotten here and you're watching this part still, you're the real OG. I owe you. So as a reward to you, my viewer, who got to the end, I would like to do another fun thing in Nairobi, and I would like you, yes you, specifically you, to be a part of it with me. What I want to do is go for a fun run at my campus, USIU Africa. And it's a charitable run because the proceeds from it go to financial aid students and help them in paying their fees. So you are helping someone as well as yourself, because we're going to try being the operative term, to keep fit. So I want to reward one of you with a t-shirt. The t-shirts cost 1,000 bob. So if you're the winner, you'll just text me your t-shirt size and I will get it for you. And then me and you will go on a fun run together. I will mostly walk, but it's called Fun Friday, so we're going to do that. If you would like to win this, comment hashtag Alama ya Reli. Fun thing number 10 was Kenya Railway Museum. Did you see how we did that? So hashtag Sandy Gang, and what else would I do? And leave your Instagram handle. So at sandy.joan, if that's your Instagram handle, that's obviously mine. So I can find you and DM you and tell you that you won and how we can liaise. So guys, like I was saying about the giveaway, if you win, you will get the t-shirt. I will buy you lunch, so you'll be my lunch date as well as my companion for running, stroke jogging, stroke walking. And there will be entertainment, there will be a mini concert, there will be Zumba and aerobics. There'll just be a bunch of fun stuff to do. And we'll vlog it, so you'll be my co-host for the day. Remember, hashtag SandyGang, then leave your Instagram handle so that I have a way to contact you when you win, or if you are the winner. Thank you so much for tuning into this long episode, guys. As usual, like, because you enjoyed it, yes. At least one of those activities was good for you. Share with as many friends as possible so that we can get the Sandy Gang word out there. Also, feel free to comment and tell me other fun things that I should have done, or other fun counties that maybe I could visit and do something related. If you would like to win the t-shirt and help me embarrass myself in front of everyone by run jogging, then please comment and let me know. Thank you so much. Bye.